Shalom, Yasha Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachach and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, and I am doing this lesson based on a thought I actually had on my way heading to work, because I was heading to a job site that's kind of out of the way, and it's kind of far from my house, and I couldn't just think of how necessary my GPS was, the map that I was using to get from point A to point B. And like they say, if you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. So I had to have a point A and a point B, where I started and where I ended. And if I didn't have the navigational tools to be able to get from point A to point B, hey man, it would be a lot more difficult. Okay? And I couldn't help but think of how that correlates with the scriptures. I remember, brothers, I wore a Rubik's Cube shirt. It was a shirt my cousin made anyways. They just said, hey man, that's spiritual, because the scriptures, the Bible is like a Rubik's Cube. You got to be able to figure it out and stuff like that, and to solve the problems and whatever, to be able to know what the heck you're doing, you got to figure this puzzle out, and I couldn't help but think at the same time, the Bible is, a roadmap, and it's a roadmap to life. And I know you've heard that maybe analogy in other places, but I was just meditating on it, and then a couple scriptures started coming to me. And, I just wanted to say that if you don't know how to read a map, if you don't know where north, east, west, and south is, if you can't understand where you are on the map, then you're going to be confused. And if you don't know where you're at in this world, as you don't know that you're an Israelite, then you don't know where you got to go. You don't know where you need to be. And ultimately, the answer has been right there on grandma's shelf, on granddad's fucking chair that has dust on it, to the right or whatever. It's on every nightstand in somebody's house, or on a bookshelf, or in a drawer. And these people are looking for answers, and they're looking for which directions to turn in this life, and the different bullshit that Esau's throwing at us, with the ICE raids, with the cost of living, with the amount of just the regular stress that this world gives you. Whether it's your woman, whether it's your job, whether it's your kids, whether it's your car problems, whether it's your bill problems, whether it's your health problems. People will see those things, and everybody has to deal with those things, but not everybody will know where to go, whether the left or the right, how to keep their spirit in check. And that's really what the scriptures do. They really help keep you on the right path, and it is such an individual thing for you to understand what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai requires out of you, whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. But first, I'll have to say, a lot of women aren't seeking for their purpose, for what the Lord wants them to do. Man, it's very rare. But O ye men of Israel, I call, roughly paraphrasing, a man is really supposed to be, navigating, taking charge, grabbing life by the wheel, and being able to, turn it. So the first scriptures that I have, and then I have a couple others in mind, but the first one that came to my mind is, I believe it's in 25 or 26, but I wanted to start up a little bit. This is Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart, which is your mind, with all diligence. Always paying attention. For out of it are the issues of life. Because if you're not guarding your mind, hey man, you're gonna get thrown off by a lot of things. Why is my job getting on me? Hey, it's the curses. Damn, why don't I have enough money to pay this bill? It's the curses. There's other things. Because Jake is working, man. But life is hard. Why is my woman acting all fucking crazy all of a sudden? Hey, it's the curses, man. Why can't I sleep good? And I got so much shit on my mind that I keep waking up in the middle of the night. I'm just putting out scenarios, because, hey, man, sometimes it happens to me. You know what? Hey man, send up a prayer, and you understand to just leave it in the Lord's hands. You know, there's nothing and there is no use stressing in your bed while you're ready to sleep, and there's nothing that you can do about it in that moment. So the best thing that you can do in that moment when life gets, really heavy and you're laying in your bed and you can't sleep, man, send a prayer up first and foremost. Ask Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to forgive you, and to help you get through whatever you're dealing with. And then, hey man, you got to learn to just let things play out, let things be, allow things to formulate. Because if you're always trying to, control and overstress and have to do everything, man, you gotta really, relax a little bit. Because I know in my head, I always expect things to happen a certain way. But if it doesn't, man, you got to make adjustments. And sometimes those adjustments cause, more harm than good because you're acting, too quickly. So that's why, hey, man, you got to keep your heart. And that means keep your mind in check, keep your wits about you. Always think with wisdom. Proverbs 4:23, again, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And that's another thing that came to my head, man. The apostles always say, your biggest enemy in this truth is you, yourself, that man in the mirror, man. You cause most problems to yourself by either overreacting or getting lackadaisy, not reacting. So you are the person that's standing in your way, if that makes sense. Like, we got to battle our own demons before we go and try to be I guess you could say that the top man, not like anybody wants to, take that position, but in the sense that, hey man, you can't think that you can be in charge and you haven't even got ABC down. But again, this is Proverbs 4:24. Put away from thee a froward mouth and perverse lips. Put far from thee. So again, man, be very careful with the things that you say. Verse 25, let thine eyes look right on. And this is going back to the map scriptures, man. We got to look exactly at our destination, man. We got to know exactly. We got to be sober-minded, single, straightforward for the kingdom, man. For Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for doing this work. Proverbs 4:25, let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder, verse 26, ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. So we know first that's talking about, this is a spiritual message. This is a parable, but let's take it to the simplest form, carnally. Ponder the path. Are you just going to be walking in the woods and you're going to walk up the steepest route? You're going to walk straight up the mountain? No. If you got to walk up a mountain, you got to ponder the path. You know that you got to walk in a zigzag pattern. Zigzag all the way up the mountain so that your journey is not so steep. That's you pondering the path. Same way of men counting the cost when they come into this ministry. Did you have enough to build the tower? Did you count the cost? Did you realize what you are putting on the line as a living sacrifice by you picking up the plow? And do you realize that you cannot take it down? You cannot put the plow down? There's no choice. This is worse than the mafia, man. So again, that's you pondering the path and looking at all the things that you're going to have to do or go through or take care of. And that's you using wisdom and understanding that, yes, man, it is worth it. Because I'll tell you what, brothers, hey, man, it's not always going to be easy. And I know brothers know that very well in this truth, man. You sometimes, and not to say it like this, but sometimes you almost got to force the spirit in the sense that you really got to sit your ass in the room, pray, make sure that your spirit's correct, study scriptures, and wait for the spirit to come to you, man. And then boom, do a lesson. And sometimes the spirit comes and the spirit goes. I like to meditate throughout the day what the Lord is gonna, bring to me, and I try to really remember that thought. I'll even go somewhere and say things out loud. Like, I'll say things out loud. Like today, to remember this lesson, I said, okay, the Bible is a roadmap to life. Boom. And I know me saying that out loud is gonna trigger the memory when I get home to be able to actually do the lesson and to think about the scriptures and boom, Lord willing, have something, edifying to feed the flock with, so that, just many examples, you got to really understand, what you're a part of, and what is required of you, and that comes with being able to read a map, knowing what destination you as an individual need to be. I'm going to read 26 again. Proverbs 4:26. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not, verse 27, turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So, hey, man, that means stay on the path. That's what that's saying. Stay straight ahead. Don't go to the left and don't turn to the right. And what book out there is going to be able to tell you how to do it? Is it going to be a self-help book from fucking some weirdo psychiatrist? Is it going to be the Quran, the Book of Mormon, whatever it is? No, man. It's the Holy Bible, the scriptures, the same answers, or the same book that your grandparents told you to go look for the answers in, man. But only the elect are really going to get that, and understand what that means. So again, I wanted to, point that out to say, hey, man, we ain't turning to the left and we ain't turning to the right, because we're staying on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and remove thy foot from evil, Okay, that was it. I wanted to go in 2nd Esdras, Salakia. 2nd Esdras, what is that? I believe it's 2. The narrow path. Salakia, Yashua Allah. Salakia, Yashua Allah, Salakia. It may be, I'm going to find this. I got my scriptures right here. Could look, I don't know, man. Salakia, Yashua Allah. Here it is. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I don't know why I was thinking 2. It's actually 7. 2nd Ezra 7 and 6. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 6. There is another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. And this city is the kingdom of heaven. And this is about to give you an analogy again about staying on the path. Verse 7, the entrance thereof is narrow. Because like the scriptures say, narrow is the way that leadeth to life, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Roughly paraphrasing. Verse 7 again, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, which is something that can consume you, and on the left a deep water, something that can completely engulf and take over you, man, that you can't get out of no matter how much you kick. So that's why it's so crucial for you to stay on the path, man. And if you fall, let's say you fall, you're still on the path, man. Get up and keep going. You didn't fall completely to the left. You didn't fall completely to the right. You still in this thing, man. We all fuck up. We all go off. We all got to check our spirit. We all got to learn. We all got to grow. We all got to keep getting better. But the point is we keep going forward, man. And don't get too over righteous on yourself, or get down on yourself, or compare your journey to another man's. You are on your own journey. As the scriptures say, you are the only one. There's a narrow path. Continuing, verse 8, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Again, this is an individual thing in the sense that the Lord, yes, is promised to save the elect. It's promised to save the 1/3. But are you just going to do nothing about it? Are you not going to do anything to make your calling and election sure? No, you're going to do everything you can, man. You're going to pick up the plow. A plow is somebody that's picking up a big old piece of farming equipment that weighs, a couple 100 pounds getting pulled by an oxen, man. That's no light work. This is a laborious thing, man. Not to mention staying up on videos and getting edified by the brothers, which is something that we love to do. But the point is that we have a life and a job that requires us to not always be able to be locked into videos. So you may have to find extra time throughout your day when you're off work or whatever to listen to the apostles, to listen to the elder brothers, to listen to the different favorite camps that you like. But the point is that you are able to navigate on what you need, in the sense that, hey, I need to watch more videos. Okay, I got to figure out how to make more time in my day. Boom, easy, man. Easy. That's you navigating and pondering the path of what you got to do, man. It's one deep. It's not too deep, man. It's really simple to understand that the scriptures tell you exactly what you need to do, and to what to do to avoid punishment. Lord willing, I'll get that next. Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, keyword, inheritance to the Israelites, if he never shall pass the dangers set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So, hey, man, if you don't even try for the kingdom, man, you're definitely not going to get it. If you put the plow down and you say, hey, man, hey, the kingdom's waiting on me. Okay, well, what direction are you going? Oh, I'm just living my life. Oh, okay, well, then you're not walking towards the kingdom. You're just fucking living your life as another Babylonian, man. So again, here we go. I want to get that scripture before I lose it. And what we should do to avoid punishment. Just locking myself spelling. It'll show up anyways. Look at that. Same chapter. This is 2nd Ezra 7:21. I'm going to jump down just because I'm in that same one. This is 2nd Ezra 7:21. Salaki, I'm going to start at 20. I got to start at 20. Verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God. That is set, law of the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Salakia, that is set before them. So that law is a roadmap. Like scriptures say, the law was our school teacher. The law was, I guess you could say, scratching the surface on how to be the perfect spiritual being. In the sense that is a perfect law, and it is the best way to establish your life and how to live it, to ponder your path. This is what I got to do. Follow the law to the best of my ability. But that's not what's going to get us saved. But the sense that the law is, our first roadmap. That is the first things that we start to do. Oh, don't turn there. Turn to this thing. In the sense of don't eat pork. Eat some beef. Eat some lamb. It starts to tell you how you should start to live your life to the best of your ability. But at the end of the day, it's all through the blood of Yahweh Shai that truly gets us saved. Not following the law, statutes, and commandments, but it's something that you should be doing to the utmost of your ability. But again, we are in captivity, so, goes without saying, man. But this is continuing, verse 21, the point. For the Most High hath given straight commandment to such as came. That straight commandment, man. Straightforward, no games. I'm telling you exactly what it is. What they should do to live. Hey, man, don't do this. Do this. You're going to be okay if you follow the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. Even as they came, and what they should do, Salakia, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Whoo, man. The Lord is telling you straight up, man. I'm going to tell you what the repercussions are. Repercussions are because you transgress the roadmap, man. If you go off the beaten path, it's not my fault that the thorns fucked you up, all those. Because if you're on a path in the woods, you can go through without getting, touched by any vegetation because, people have been walking on that path. But if you go off to the left or to the right, man, you're getting fucked up with all types of thorns and thistles. You may get some ticks on you. You may get a snake in the grass you didn't see. A scorpion may come and get you, man. You may come across a sleeping bear with his cubs because you're going off the path too much, man. And then the Lord really jack you up with some judgment. So again, man, that's why this scriptures is the best roadmap that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans can have. And the fact that our people, these people on this sign, from Judah all the way down to Issachar, they really need to realize that they're so fucked up and they're so lost. That's a good way. That's a good one. You're so lost because you don't have the map. You don't have the scriptures to guide your life. So, hey, man, that's why these scriptures are life, man. Law is life. This is Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp. Because if you're walking, man, and it's dark, you need that light to tell you where the fuck to go. And the law is light. and reproofs, which are corrections, of instruction are the way of life. So again, man, we're always constantly going to have to be, instructed. But you want to be instructed the right direction. You're not going to want a brother to tell you, oh yeah, the town's 2 miles that way, and it's really 20. No, man, they're the elders and apostles, the brothers, they're telling you exactly what this is, man. They're not telling you anything on the map that's not there. They're saying, hey, watch out for this. Go past this. If you see this, go straight to the right. If you see this, go all the way fucking through it as quick as you can. The brothers are always there because they've been on the path ahead of us, man. The elders and apostles are 40 years ahead of us, man. Already gone through these obstacles. So when they tell you something, when brothers share an experience, when brothers go into telling you something in the sense of how to deal with a situation in your life, what you should do, hey man, it's more likely because that brother went through it, man. That brother has experience. That brother is a seasoned traveler in the sense that he has gone through this life with using the proper instruction, the proper roadmap, to be able to navigate that problem. So again, imagine you're giving somebody a destination to go through and you give them a fucking map, or you give them a map in Chinese. What's the point of giving a map in Chinese and it's a wrong continent? Hey man, the person's not even know what the fuck, man. They're gonna say, well, fuck all this shit. Might as well use it for toilet paper. It's all it's worth, because I can't fucking use this Ching Chong map for shit, man. That's the same thing with them talking about making this ministry plain. Again, I don't know, it's not besides the point, but that's also like why speaking in tongues is so important, man. We have to speak in different languages so that our people can understand it, to be able to have that correction. So again, I'm going to read this scripture again, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it out. The point's been made. I don't want to keep rambling, but this is Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. Come on. Yeah, man. Are the way of life. Hey, man, it's constantly getting better. You're constantly going to have obstacles. But if you have these scriptures, if you have the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're tuned in to Great Millstone, you're watching the brothers, hey, man, you have a very good chance of being in a lot better position and case scenario than these other people in the world, man. So appreciate the map that you have, because hey man, not everybody knows where they're going, knows where they've been, and knows where the fuck they're at right now. Because if people knew where they're at on the map right now, they'd be freaking the fuck out, because they're about to walk into a fucking no man's land. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rachach, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. And peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.